everyone, welcome back to my channel, or to my channel if you're new here. My name is Amanda. We make book content on this channel and I hope that you guys would stay along for the journey. Today we're going to be getting into every romance book that I've ever read and whether or not you should read it. I saw somebody else do this. I'm going to put up their YouTube right here, giving them credit for what I'm doing right now anyways. So I'm going to be point blank honest here. I actually have read a lot more romance than what you're going to be currently seeing in today's video, but a lot of the romance that I have read that you will not be seeing today is a lot of Colleen Hoover. And I know that there's a bunch of like mixed reviews on whether we like her, whether we don't like her. I am just deciding not to talk about her books in today's video, but just know that I would not be the reader that I am today if it were not for reading Colleen Hoover. So whether or not we hate her, whether or not we like her, I still have to be somewhat thankful to her because again, I would not be the reader that I am today without her. So thank you, Colleen Hoover. Thank you for getting me into it, but also thank you for pushing me to read other books because now I cannot even think about my life without books, which is crazy because if you told me that a couple years ago, I would laugh in your face. So a lot of them are a lot of like interconnected series. So I'm going to start off with the standalones first and then we'll get into the interconnected series. The first book I want to talk about is called Call It What You Want. This was Alyssa's very first debut novel. It was kind of a recall of a relationship that she had back during college when it was a very wishy-washy sort of vibe, and I really enjoyed this a lot. I think it really summed up the type of romance that you have in like your early 20s when like you think that they're gonna literally be the love of your life and then they're not, because after healing you realize that they were a little bit of a boy, you know? But I think she did a really great job at doing this. Because it is her first book, it is a little bit rough in some edges, but the point still gets across, and I would say if you are into reliving said romances that you've had in your 20s, this would be a perfect book to read. The next book that I want to talk about is none other than This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune. This is about a girl who goes on a little vacation to Prince Edward Island and hooks up with her best friend's brother, at the time not knowing that it was her best friend's brother. And so now it's talking about every single summer and how she keeps going back to him every single summer. But again, this summer will be different. So you don't really know what the twist is. I highly recommend, I read this because of a book club that I was in and I was very pleased with it. Highly recommend that you guys read this book. Okay, so now we're gonna be going into the interconnected standalone series. The very first one that we're gonna be talking about is the Twisted Love series. The first one is not here right now because one of my friends is borrowing it, but we have 4 books here. This interconnected standalone series follows 4 friends that are in college and each of them fall in love with a different type of person. One is a princess, one's a bodyguard, one's like cannot be touched, one's a brother's best friend. This was the very first series that I read from Amanda Vaughan and honestly made me fall in love with the writer that she is. So I highly recommend that you guys read these books. They're very easy reads. They're kind of like bigger, but again, easy reads, and really like them a lot, and I highly recommend that you guys read them too. The next standalone series that I'm going to be talking about is going to be the King of Sin series. Again, this is another interconnected standalone series by Amanda Vaughan. Again, love it a lot. It's a little bit different but similar vibes to the Twisted Love series where it's like a group of friends who fall in love, but instead it's like they're billionaires living in New York. And I just love that because now they're all a bit older, they're in their 30s, whereas like the Twisted Love is like they're all like literally getting out of college or just had finished college and whatnot. So I say to really read this, and I am very excited to pick up the next one. I have a lot more on my list, so I'm gonna get there eventually, but I am excited to get there. The next interconnected standalone series is none other than Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher. This is about 3 brothers who are supposed to be getting inheritance because their grandpa passes away, and each of them have to do a certain thing before they can get the inheritance. The third and final offer, LOL, but third and final book was my favorite out of the series. I really did like each and every single love story that was in each of these books, but I just thought the last one really spoke to me a lot more than the rest. This is a finished interconnected series, so I would highly recommend that you guys read them because each of them kind of have their own little thing. and their own little story, which I think makes it very unique. And so I highly recommend that you guys read this one as well. And the very last book series that I'm going to be talking about in this video is none other than The Summer I Turned Pretty. I think we all really understand and know what this is. This is about a girl who falls in love with two brothers, and you're, as a reader, like loving one and hating the other, but then it's vice versa, and you're just kind of sitting here wondering what the heck is going on in the world for her. I personally think that when I read this, it was perfect for me at the time, but now that I'm getting a little bit older, it might just seem like it's a little bit too young, because they're like in high school when all of this is going on, and like I'm in my mid-20s, you know? So I feel like depending on when you read this and how old you are and kind of like what's going on in your life, it might hit and then it might not hit. So it really is just dependent on it. But if you do like a triangle trope, then this is for you, because that's literally all that it is. But me personally, I would say no, just because I think where I'm at now, I wouldn't appreciate it as much as I did when I first read it back when I was like 19. Alrighty guys, well that is all that I have for you today. And in all honesty, what did I do? I just told you that you should read every single book that I've ever read that is romance. So was it a hit or miss? I don't know. Was it good for you because you got more book recs? Yes, it was. But in the grand scheme of things, if you did like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below if you guys want me to do something similar, like maybe like fantasy or romantasy or different kind of genres that you guys might want to see. Hit that subscribe button if you guys want to see more of my face. And until you guys see me in my next video, I hope that you guys read books and you guys get lost in them, because that is literally the best part. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.